Hi, this is Carrie Brownstein.
This is DJ Premier.
This is Darren Aronofsky.
You got the RZA right here.
Rose McGowan.
Radiohead.
Aisha Tyler.
Tribe Called Quest.
Fred Armisen.
Fritz Paul.
Javier Munoz. Seth Meyers.
Frankie Cosmos.
Flying Lotus.
Hi, we're Chaim, and you're listening to the Talkhouse podcast.
Hey, Talkhouse listeners, it's Josh Modell. For this week's episode, we're going to skip the typical Talkhouse and give you something that I think you're going to love just as much, about a band called the Fiery Furnaces. I bet a lot of you remember. If you don't, their Fiery Furnaces are siblings Matthew and Eleanor Friedberger from Oak Park, Illinois, not far from Chicago. Together, they put out 7 of the scrambliest, catchiest rock albums of the 2000s, and then they kind of disappeared.
I went on down into the duplexes, the dead, where the shades are drawn and the shadows shut. Unless you know the
Now, we got contacted by a longtime radio journalist and producer of the show Snap Judgment, John Facile, who wanted to talk to Matt and Eleanor. Now, it turns out he had spoken to them over a decade ago, and as he'll explain, there was a very specific reason he wanted to talk to them again. Hey, John.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Josh. Thanks for letting me take over your show for a second here.
My pleasure.
So the story goes, on New Year's Eve 2010, I actually filmed the Fiery Furnaces while they were performing at Lincoln Hall in Chicago. You can see the video on YouTube. I get no royalties from you watching, but it's there. I interview them at the beginning of this video, and in my memory, like, the interview went horribly. I just remember it as like the worst interview that I'd ever done. It was so awkward. I hadn't prepared at all. And it was also like my first interview ever, really, with anybody, which I sort of explain in my talk with them. And I've always wanted a do-over. Talkhouse is being nice enough to give me that chance. I also thought this was a very interesting time to catch up with Matt and Eleanor. First of all, 16 years have come and gone. Wow. I'd love to know how they've changed. Frankly, I am exploring a little bit how I've changed. It's also, you know, they kind of went off the map for a little while. The Fiery Furnaces went on hiatus shortly after this tour where I filmed them. And they've both released solo records, Matt and Eleanor, but it's actually been a while since we've even gotten one of those. They released 2 songs that I think are great on Third Man Records in 2020. They announced they were playing Pitchfork, and then the pandemic hit, and that kind of messed everything up. So they're touring this year, which means they are doing press, and they were willing to talk to me.
Now, when you approached them to do this new interview, did you kind of outline that all for them? Like, hey, I spoke to you way back when, and it was terrible. Can we do it again?
Yes, and they were very game for that.
Great. Let's jump into the episode.
I watched the YouTube video, the documentary that you produced back in the day.
I held off on watching it. I'm
Really?
a little bit mortified. Obviously, the performance is awesome.
Eleanor said to me that was the best show we ever played.
What?
No.
No, I didn't say that.
No.
I didn't say that. I don't know why.
You guys had a lot of good shows.
We have no memory of that show.
Really? So you don't
Until
remember
the video,
me at all?
No, I don't.
Okay. You guys are like the first people I ever interviewed, and I've interviewed hundreds of people all over the world, and I didn't think that I would end up doing that, professionally talking to people. So the way that all happened was I worked at Lincoln Hall.
Oh, okay.
I swept it out before it opened.
Pretty new?
Yeah,
it was new that year, I think. And I was like cleaning the bathrooms before they opened. And the guys who owned it, the Shuba brothers, would let me film some of the bands that came through because I was a film student and I was interested in that. But I never interviewed people. I would always get a friend to do it until you guys, because I really liked your band. But looking back on that, I just hadn't prepared at all. I had 0 questions ready. I thought you just roll into an interview. You just show up and you like vibe it out. Later, I sort of felt very embarrassed. One, that I had like put you guys through that, like kind of wasted your time in that way.
You're saying that we were mean to you?
No, you were not mean. You guys, I think, were annoyed
We weren't, though.
Really?
No, because we don't even remember. Like, there's no way we were annoyed.
We were annoyed that we were playing that show, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think that might be the only time we played on New Year's Eve.
You guys were very nice and tolerant of me. I guess I'm a little bit chagrined about who I was back then, maybe. Just kind of like this sweaty,
It
anxious
sounds like this is all about you
20-year-old.
and not about us.
Maybe.
That's fine. We thought you did a great job.
Really?
And we knew you were going to be an interviewer extraordinary.
Oh my God. No. Well, thank you for tolerating me back then. I really appreciate it. And I think it just made me feel like it was something I could do, talking to people. I thought we could watch just the interview part because there's some funny stuff in it.
Oh, wow, this is pro.
What are we calling this decade now? It's like the 00s,
The knots. The aughts.
the aughts.
I was going to say the knots.
Who knows what we're gonna call
Look at
it?
you drinking
nice
a beer.
That's what people call it now.
Jeez, no wonder.
It's gonna hold
I like the
water
shot of my
5
nose.
years from now.
So what did you guys think of 2009?
I hated it.
It's an important year for our country and the world. And who knows what the fallout will really be.
What a jerk.
Who knows? how
Wait,
it's
can
gonna
you
turn
pause
out.
it? What were you just putting me on, or like what on earth was important about 2009? Just Obama be his first year in office?
I don't know what I was going to say after that, so I'm not sure what I
okay.
was
Oh, well-
referring to. So I don't know. I mean, if you want me to say now about what I think about 2009, I don't know how.
Well, we have
interesting that is.
perspective, but do you have any thoughts about 2009?
This was the beginning of 2010,
It was
right?
going into 2010.
Yeah.
I like
Sorry,
2010 a lot better than 2009.
Really?
I did, but that's not relevant for the other people.
You famously disliked 2010, at least according to your recorded
You did?
output.
Because of the song?
Yeah, Glitter Gold Year. It's a song about
It's funny
how
'cause
much 2010 sucked.
It's a glitter gold year 2010.
Okay, so we're talking about the song Glitter Gold Year from Eleanor's debut solo record last summer. Came out in 2011. Just an immaculate pop record. And this song, which is kind of direct and candid for her,
You said it wouldn't be so bad, but it's worse.
I always thought it was like a hate letter to 2010.
Yeah, but I wrote the song in 2009. One of the things I remember of this night was when we were driving away in the van, going back to our mom's house, I played it, like the demo of this song, in the van while we were leaving.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. Because I remember like singing along to it, but like announcing 2010. 2009 was a terrible year for me personally. And then 2010 was like my rebirth.
Same for me.
What
That's weird.
Are you-
Never thought of that before. So I'm glad we did this.
What was awful about 2009?
Personal shit.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun.
What are you looking forward to most in 2010?
For the band or for myself personally?
Are you gonna get a cat?
No, I'm definitely not going to get
Any
a cat.
pets? Fish?
Maybe I'll get a dog.
Did you get a dog?
No.
Maybe I'll get a car.
Did you get a car?
No.
Car? What kind of car? are you
No, I'm
gonna
not
get?
going to get a car. I'm looking forward to our shows over the next few months.
Yeah.
We're going to far off places like
Bangladesh?
Turkey and Mexico.
We did go to all those places.
Yeah, the Mexico got moved, right, or something?
No, we played in Mexico in 2010. We did a lot of touring, actually, and I think it
We did?
was... Yeah, I mean, we have these T-shirts from that year. It says Fiery Furnaces World Tour 2010, and we made a red one and a blue one, and there's like really plain white print that I actually copied from a great music documentary about Tom Petty. The drummer in Tom Petty's band was wearing this T-shirt that I copied. I also was reminded of it not that long ago because John Mulaney, I'm going to do a real name drop here, he opened up for us three shows in New York in 2010. And
Wow.
he emailed me out of the blue and said, "Do you have that T-shirt? I lost mine." And I said no.
What did it look like?
It just is white sans serif font, says the Fiery Furnaces World Tour 2010.
Oh, wow.
That's all it says.
That is a cool shirt.
I hope you know what my dream would be is that I know the Venezuelan baseball season is
Oh.
there's not much more in it, but I'd love for us to play before Venezuelan baseball game.
Wow.
Yeah. Now I
That would
remember
be my
that.
dream show. That would be my dream show for 2010. Yeah,
Winter
couple
League.
songs before the
Did that happen?
No.
No.
And now Venezuela's come to you.
Well, that's because Eleanor grew up with an almost full-life cardboard cutout of Ozzie Guillen,
Who's that?
a great Venezuelan.
Ozzie Guillen?
I don't know who that is.
He's a baseball player.
And he's a shortstop for the Chicago White Sox.
So this Venezuela reference goes all the way back to childhood.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of your music, particularly the Fiery Furnaces. There are these references that I don't quite get, but that I feel like are this whole personal mythology that you two share, that siblings share.
Well, that's something like that. That's like a Chicago thing with the Latin American ball players playing for the White Sox. And
Somebody
so I
would
don't know
know
how
it. Someone would
obscure
know
that
it.
is.
You might not
But-
know it. Somebody's going to know it.
But it is, nobody knows everything. And
Right.
there's a phrase like the infinity of small things, right? When you get down to it, you don't really know what anybody's talking about, maybe, because you don't have the same, even if you grew up in the same town as them, reasonably close in age, you're going to not have the same emotional reaction to something, or you won't even know about somebody.
I'm sure that you can, footnote the lyrics and say this refers to that, but there is a part of it that is, it feels like you're watching two siblings like going to bed in the same room and like swapping jokes back and forth, which I really like, which is
we had
something I really...
separate rooms, thank God.
Okay, well, good. But one of the reasons why it resonates for me is a couple of years after this video, I lost my brother. My brother died, 18 months younger than me, thanks. And one of the things that's interesting when somebody that close to you dies is like you lose this whole kind of like somebody who's been a witness to your entire life and a whole lot of memories that you share in jokes. All of a sudden that is gone as well. And I guess I've always seen your music as kind of like inhabiting the space between the two of you and being a little bit mysterious for that reason, because you guys obviously have been witnesses to each other's entire lives.
That's so sad, but also such a nice way to think of it.
I think it's important that the two of us, when we were kids, we were around, and but we didn't. I don't think we were. I mean, I say as an older brother, I was a terrible older brother, and I didn't pay attention, didn't have any care, didn't have any pride, didn't have any. It was a terrible person.
Is that true?
And so I didn't. It was a distracted kind of being around each other,
Right.
and that's good for working together later, because we don't have the same reactions to the things we experience together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Matt is 4 years older than me, so I think that he's old enough that his influence was really big on me, and I can't really separate out from that. I mean, I joke that he brainwashed me, but he did. There's not much I can do about it. I had a really I was looking through little things I had written down for various reasons, and for one little note I had was like one of the worst nights of my life was watching Full Metal Jacket in a motel room with my dad, my dog, and my brother.
When was that?
You don't remember?
In a hotel room?
In a
Like it was on television?
motel room watching. Yeah, we were in New Mexico, actually, outside of Los Alamos, New Mexico.
Oh.
So you don't even remember that.
Well, I
One
remember
of the
being-
worst nights of my life.
Why was it so bad?
Do you remember it, or did you not remember
No,
it?
I
until you
do.
saw
I
it?
do remember it.
What
I
was
do remember
what was
it.
bad about it?
It was just like
Depressing?
depressing and lots of arguing and sadness. I don't know, and the movie. And I'd never seen that movie before, and it's like a pretty brutal movie. I was too young to watch something like that, I would say.
How old were you? 13?
9?
No.
10?
No, that's not. That can't be true.
Well,
When were we in New Mexico? Like it was in the 90s.
Oh, anyway, okay. I don't know.
Yeah, you were a teenager.
Well,
for sure.
then I was feeling like a child.
You were like 15. I remember we went because the dog. There's a picture that Dad has of me and the dog.
Okay.
And I'm at least 18 or 19. But
Okay.
maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm 17.
It doesn't sound like a pleasant experience at any age, crammed in a motel room with your brother and your dad watching
But it would
Full
be.
Metal Jacket?
one of the most depressing movies ever made.
Yeah, it's like this is the truth about men. Look what they're like.
And then you just glance over.
Yeah,
and
like
they're
look at these.
sitting there like
Ugh.
Neanderthals watching Gomer Pyle blow his brains out.
Anyway,
Yeah.
how did we get here? I don't know.
I don't know. So for the show, they were touring behind the last album that they've released together, titled I'm Going Away, which in my opinion is a pretty underloved record. It's like for the first time, they just decided to drop a batch of completely lovely, straight ahead rock songs, which threw their fans for a loop because everybody expected like a fucking rock opera about whaling or something. I have to say, I love this particular record, and I think your performance on it is really something else. I think you're like really full Jagger on this.
Yeah,
record.
it's funny. It's almost to the point where I cringe at it because I'm just like a couple degrees too far. Like it's so good,
It's a little
Eleanor. Too much
it's
swagger.
So good.
That
It's so
I would
good.
dial. I would dial it back. I would know how to
it.
dial it back now.
You're like, play me the squarest things on the jukebox, babe. I love it. That's like a Warren Zevon moment.
And she can sing you the squarest thing there on the jukebox. Hey, baby. Bum, bum, bada.
One of the things I was shocked to see. Did you watch the video? We do this countdown.
2, 1. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Which obviously we had planned and talked about, and I think maybe we were required to do
Yeah, it was in the
special
contract.
presentation
Otherwise, we
or
wouldn't
something.
paid
I think there was
Really?
but I think it was something that we were asked to do. And then the most shocking part for me to see was we did Old Lang Syne. And Jason came up and we had our arms around each other. I mean, this is so unlikely. And then singing like at least one verse of it. It was weird, honestly. It was very weird. It's not something we would have normally do.
Just drop Old Lang Syne in the middle of a
I
Blueberry Bell.
cannot
Very
believe that
catchy
we did
song.
that. I can't believe we did that.
Okay, I'm going to throw down the gauntlet here. The Fiery Furnaces were the best live, quote unquote, indie rock band of that time. The Fiery Furnaces band at this point was composed of Matt, Eleanor, drummer Bob D'Amico, and bassist, guitarist, instrumentalist Jason Lowenstein, who were 2/3 of the band Sebadoh. Their band was fucking Sebadoh. And a staple of their live set was that almost none of the songs they played were immediately recognizable. The arrangements mutated not just from the album to the tour, but from night to night.
You're always changing. You're always like changing your music. You're always like, even from like remember.
Just like the
to,
weather.
Like last night. Like,
Jeez.
why do you look
Granddad over here.
You're always changing things. Why do you do it?
As opposed to being the same the whole time? Why does somebody want to be the same the whole time?
Did you feel like you were being scolded?
No, but I felt like a lot of stuff was going over my head, for sure.
It's important to give the impression that you're playing, and I mean like playing music, and so you're alive up there doing, and you might do something different. And then also that it's playful and fun, even when it's aggressive and complicated. Hopefully, if it's rock music, hopefully it's often aggressive.
I think I should have said energetic.
But some people like they don't like it to be alive. They like it to be dead.
I saw someone recently play. I'm not going to say who I really love. And when I heard Matt say this, when I watched this last week, I thought, oh wow, this is what he was talking about. Someone I love, but the show was dead because they were playing to a click and they had backing tracks and all this stuff, and that was the exact feeling that I had watching this act. That
You
I
guys
really liked.
are a really good live band, and I think kind of ruined me for a lot of other bands because I've had the same reaction. Seeing bands I like that get up and kind of competently play their songs, it's just not as exciting as what you guys do, which is blow them apart. All the reinvention of your material on stage, it just seems like a lot of work goes into that, and your music already sounds like it has a lot of work behind it. Those keyboard runs are like really complicated, and then you'll change them to something else that's really complicated. How do you keep it all in your brain? How do you keep all those words in your brain?
Practice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to just laugh. I mean, it's like you probably have things that you're good at doing that you don't know how to explain. I mean,
is it just like an ability that you have, or is it something with the words in particular? Do you have to like do rote memorization?
No,
or?
I think I'm lucky it comes naturally to me. I don't know. And some of the songs that I learned a long time ago, if I revisit them, muscle memory is a real thing, and it clicks back in, and it's there.
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain it.
I remember Robert Fripp.
Yeah.
Saying the whole Western concept of mastering your instrument is ridiculous. And I remember being old enough when I read this to say, yeah, that's ridiculous. The instrument masters you.
Yeah.
You don't master the instrument. You can't, once you learn to play properly, something difficult, something accomplished, you can't play any differently.
I feel like the last 16 years have been so transformative for the world, for me personally. And you guys haven't put out a record since then either. Together. Many records not together.
Is that true? 16 years?
It's been 16 years.
Okay,
yeah.
wow. I mean, it's funny when you say 16 years, we haven't, because that we are brother and sister, that time we still have seen each other, you know, throughout that time. So it's hard to believe that that's true, because even though we haven't made a record, you know, we've had other milestones. What those milestones are, you know, they don't matter to anyone but us.
Mm-hmm.
Vaguely, you know, I don't know. I've made a bunch of records. I hope to make more, and I've moved around a little bit. 2020, we had plans to play some shows as the Fiery Furnaces, and then, you know, something big happened that year, and I feel like we had a reset till now, honestly.
Eleanor has released 4 solo albums to date. Her brother, Matt, has got a couple too that I have to recommend. They're just wild. I don't even know how to describe them, but if you're looking for a good place to start within the Friedberger solo oeuvre, I recommend Eleanor's last record, Rebound, which came out in 2018. This is the song In Between Stars.
In between moons, I was the sea, I was the sea.
The records you've put out are so incredible.
Thanks. Wow.
Nice.
Sorry, Matt. You're not part of this
It's
conversation.
okay.
Matt, I also love your records, I have to
thank
say.
you.
No,
Yeah,
I was
thank
listening to the Diabolical Principle right before I came here. Your voice as a songwriter is so, I don't know, it's so specific and confident and like wise. And I was wondering, now that you're going back to the Fiery Furnaces, like working with your brother and that music change your voice?
Yeah, I guess I'd feel like I'm taking on different characters that I don't take on in my own songs.
But what's interesting about the last two songs you guys put out, which Down by the... What's the title of that song again?
I don't know.
Down at the so-and-so and somewhere.
There we were, down at the so-and-so and somewhere.
It's a song about similar themes that I hear in on your records.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looking back and grappling with time, the past, romanticizing it or pushing it away. Just that song in particular felt more like pulled closer to your actual perspective than a lot of the other Fiery Furnaces songs. Is that true?
Well, that was a song that Matt had written years
Really?
prior. And when we were trying to record something, he gave me like a mass of stuff to choose from, and I chose that.
Uh-huh.
And probably for the reason you just said.
So did Matt write the words to that song?
Yeah.
Wow. And then the other one that you guys put out is like hilarious, a hilarious song.
The Fortune Teller's Revenge.
I love it so much.
Last night I dreamed a dream well. Maybe one shouldn't tell you, since it concerns you. Please sit down.
That phrase, I'm never wrong about these things, is like in my head all the time.
When you're doing what?
Just like if I go to the CVS to pick up my prescription and I know there's going to be a line and I show up and there's a line and I'm like, I'm never wrong about these things.
I'm never wrong about these things. I'm sorry to say I've never made a mistake. Your fiancé is having an affair.
Where did the Fortune Teller's Revenge come from?
Matt? That was like at this time when we were trying to put something out. Matt sent me like a whole bunch of songs that he had, and I chose those two.
They're from 2013.
Is there a record? Because you have the two songs, which have a really nice coherent sound to them, and I was wondering if you had made more.
We don't have a new record,
Okay.
but I don't know when it was. We recorded something in 2021, which was again old songs but rearranged.
It's really good. What's it called again?
It's called Stuck in My Head. I mean, I would say we would like to make a new record, but we haven't begun it yet.
Okay.
Begun making it yet.
Do you still have a relationship with Third Man? Or are you still signed to them?
No.
Okay.
We don't think so.
Yeah. Breaking news. But we reissued our album Blueberry Boat.
Yeah.
And we're working on doing more of that.
I really love the two songs you guys put out. So I'm kind of sad to hear that there's not an album.
Whoa, we have a lot of...
Yeah, you don't have to be sad. Matt, just
we have a lot
dig
of
back
material.
into that treasure chest where you pulled those two out of.
But I like to write music today.
And you're playing more shows. Where are those?
Chicago.
Ooh.
Are you going to be there?
Yeah, of course. When are you going to play there?
February 22nd.
No way. That's my, that's
birthday?
like 2 days after my birthday. Yeah.
Let's just ruminate on the future. What's the future?
That's a good
gonna be
question.
Like, what do you guys think? Do you think there's gonna be like, I'll be like able to teleport? Like,
Cabbage Patch Kids are gonna come back to life.
No way.
Why did you say that?
No, they're gonna come to life, and they're gonna have weird robot chips in them, and they're gonna lead us out of our quandaries.
So the ones that I already have are going to do that, or I have to buy a new one?
The Cabbage Patch Kid that you adopted or whatever.
Donna Nelly?
Donna Nelly.
Or Angel Lorena.
She's gonna be your boss.
Wow.
Come down and be your boss and tell you how to help solve our social, economic, environmental, whatever problems. That's what I think. But it's okay for us.
He's talking about
Capture
AI.
It's going to put a lot of people out of work. 'cause
Or
they
the
have such
movie
expertise, but
Megan.
They're not musical. So us rock musicians will still.
They didn't figure out rock musicians.
Still keep
It's
going.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
What else?
Despite
I don't know what could be better than the Cabbage Patch Kids coming to life.
It's some other kind of, and you know what the first thing the Cabbage Patch Kids are gonna do, their first law, they're gonna put all the American Girl dolls into a big concentration camp. Controversial, because you know, these Cabbage Patch Kids, they're not perfect.
God.
You know, I mean that's not necessarily the right policy, but who are we? You know, but we don't have the power to. So there's gonna be a lot of unhappy young American.
How do you think you've changed over all this time? I can tell you how I think I've changed, but I don't know if it's specific to like the age that, because I went from 20 to 36. I'll be 37 soon. I feel honestly a lot more like I kind of feel a bit ground down. Like I'm a lot more tired. I want to say more open and present with people in my life than I was when I was 20. But I'm wondering if that is just a change that people go through.
Yeah, I don't want to sit here and brag about my personal growth and achievements
I'll
and all
brag
my
about
self knowledge and
I just
But I do, yeah. But I feel fucking old, and I'm going to turn 50 this year. You know, that's terrifying. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, look at my hair. You know,
no wrinkles
and my
That's what I
skin.
see.
Yeah, it sucks.
I don't look so good in this picture, so it's okay for me.
I mean, when I
already
watched this
didn't look good.
video, and I was like, there's this move at the beginning. We play this one song at the beginning called Rub Alcohol Blues, and it's just Matt and I, and then I take off this leather jacket that I'm wearing, and I take it off, and I just go like this, and I just drop it like a dead weight on the stage. And I saw myself do that. I was like, wow. I was just like, I was impressed by like the attitude that I had there. Like I didn't give a shit really. But like really, I was really capable on stage. And we just kind of like blasted into the set. And that was good to see that we'd gotten to that point. And just in the past 6 months, you know, like a lot's happened that hadn't happened for the 6 years prior to that. You know, we played these shows in November or in October and into November. And then I went on tour and did some solo shows and opened up for this band Destroyer. And I got to sing songs with them. And I had this whole arc of like 6 weeks that were kind of bigger than maybe, you know, years before that, where I felt like, oh, right, this is what I do. This is something I'm good at. And then seeing this just in the last week was kind of a reminder of, so it's been in there and I just hadn't had the platform to do it. And now if I have the opportunity, I want to keep doing it.
Mm. Well, it's your turn. How do you think you...
I wasn't raising my hand.
How do you think you've changed over the past 16 years, or could you sum it up in any broad strokes?
I don't know.
Big picture.
When if you read, the other day I was looking at music that I made up from 2012 and I didn't know I was so busy. There was so much music, and I was thinking, I was doing this, and then there was all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so I really did. I made a joke like I left New York and I retired. But I didn't. When I came back to New York, then I retired. Then I didn't do it anymore. I really kind of gave up.
Yeah. So where did you go?
Because I wasn't interested.
You moved to Paris?
Yeah, I was in France, and mostly I was in Paris. I mean, since I was 18 or 16, maybe, I've been real good at this, and terrible at everything else. And then it changed, and I go, now I'm better at this, but I forgot how to do the other thing. And that's just gone on my whole life, where I'm better at one thing, or I know more about something, or I'm a nicer person in this one situation, but then other things I'm terrible at, and I haven't gotten any better rounded.
There's this Sarah Sherman, you know her. She was on she came on Weekend Update on SNL as Nosferatu, and her opening line was, "I've crossed oceans of time to be here, and also the George Washington Bridge," and that's how I feel seeing you guys. Like, I've crossed oceans of time to be here. I mean, I don't know how to talk about time with people in a way that feels like meaningful or relevant. You know, like asking you guys, how have you changed? It's too much to put into words. Like, I have
it's a lot.
I have this, I mean, everything I've been through in the past 16 years, births, deaths, trauma, ups and downs, and particularly I have this feeling since the pandemic, seeing people who I haven't seen since before the pandemic. And I have it like looking at you guys. I kind of just want to like grab them by the shoulders and be like, are you okay? Are you still here with us? Are you all right? I don't know what to say about the past 16 years. Do you have anything?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the thing about it is, like, let's be honest. I mean, those
things are shit.
Attenborough, like,
suck
but
now,
it's just
right?
that, you know, like,
Like, we had it pretty good in 2009.
Yeah.
I used to think as a kid that, like, I was born and things were getting better with environmental things. You know, like, you had legislation in this country that prevented some of the worst excesses.
Mm-hmm.
But really what happened since I was born is the world has been completely destroyed. The wild places don't exist anymore.
Did it happen since 2009? I feel
no,
like...
not well. And then it's accelerated and accelerated and accelerated.
Yeah.
But also specifically from like when we started the band, and there was this 10 year from 2000 to when this thing was made. Like we were incredibly lucky, you know, and there was this real boom. I moved to New York and got a job the first week I moved here making $23 an hour.
That's wild.
And I just went on from there, and it was like a very successful time. And then right after around this time, that all really started to change, and it's only gotten worse and worse and worse and worse.
Because
and there's no way that and whatever, not being able to afford to live here and.
Do you feel like the relationship when you're playing live now? Do you think the relationship with the audience has changed? Because I feel differently, and I don't know, again, if it's just me getting older. When I see bands perform now, I think I feel like a different sense of gratitude and connection with the people on stage.
I mean, do you feel like that across the board?
Yes.
Do you think it's because of your age, or?
I don't know, or if it's just, like I saw Stereolab not too long ago, and Leticia said some stuff about the political situation. This was back when ICE was in Chicago, too. She also said something like, it just feels like coming together and feeling joy is a small act of rebellion in these times. And I felt like, I used to feel like the people on stage and you guys, playing were like, oh, above me and like rock gods or whatever. And now I feel like we are, we're all people, kind of like, isn't it nice that we can kind of get together like this at this very difficult and upsetting time? Does that come back to you on stage at all?
No, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's just, but also because I didn't perform for 3 years, which was just like the longest gap from 2021 till this past year. And yeah, I feel embarrassed saying that, I feel grateful to be there, but I do.
Any predictions for the future before we leave? Cabbage Patch Kids, they're still coming.
You go first. I think.
Oh my God. Yeah, again, the Cabbage Patch. I mean, the funny thing is, we've had our mom just moved out of this house where we were staying on this night, and maybe Matt saw the Cabbage Patch Kids that day, and that's why he thought of them.
You had Cabbage Patch Kids in your mom's home?
Yes. And now they're gone. They are everything's gone. That's not a prediction. I'm just thinking
There's
about
no
it.
there.
There's no there. Yeah, there's no. This is just very, very recent. So when we go back to Chicago next month, it's going to be the first time that we won't go to our childhood home. So that's going to be. I'm predicting that is going to be weird.
I do think that thing that you're talking about, of like, it's great to be in the same room together, hopefully enjoying something. I think like make song, break song. Like the fun is really making the music, getting together and you sing the song that you know, and then you change the words and you make them rude or whatever. But then you do that with the groups, and people do that and make it, and then don't make a document of it. Don't make any content.
No content.
No content. I'm talking about for people as a activity, and
I like that.
And
Come together,
you
make
can
something,
film. You can use technology, use amplifiers, and you can film you dancing and stuff. Then you break it. You're not left with anything except the experience of doing something musical, rhythmic, whatever. If it was dancing to a song only or something like that. So you don't have a record of it, but you just have the experience of it. You're not there are no content allowed. You can't have any document from it. I would love to, to try to, as an older person, to try to do that with younger people, and they can be younger people. They can be 40 years old. They don't have to be 4.
What you're talking about reminded me of a great experience I did have in the last 16 years was playing in the Seth Meyers band when Fred Armisen was the band leader, and he got a lot of his pals just to be in this band.
Oh.
And he was doing everyone, essentially a huge favor. We would write songs when the band first started. We would write like 20 songs every day and play them. We'd play for 1 minute, going on and off the air. And it was the most fun I've probably ever had playing music.
Wait, when was this?
This was in 2014, 2015.
Well, I'm so glad you guys are playing again, and I hope there's more. I hope there's more music, but even if there isn't, I'm still gonna be following everything you guys do. You guys are both great.
Thank you.
Thanks. Why don't you talk to us again?
Yeah, I'll see you again in 16 years.
Or on February 22nd.
On February 22nd, right.
Do you think you'll look back in another 16 years on this interview and need another do-over?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. And so you had this conversation in advance of some shows they're playing, right? They haven't played for a while, and they're going to do a few?
Yes, I'm going to be seeing them in Chicago in late February. They're also playing LA, San Francisco. Eleanor told me they're planning to reissue some of their records and have more dates on the horizon.
Awesome.